You are welcome to this edition of our program. We are super excited to come your way again. I am the promoter of this program known as Retirement Clues, Mr. Chus Udo Okonta. We are really committed to serving you hot information on everything that you need to know, the knowledge you need to acquire on how to prepare for a better retirement. That is our commitment. That is our vow to you, that we will continue to provide you with the necessary information that you need in order for you to have a pleasant time in retirement. Once again, I want to say thank you for finding out time to watch this program that we are bringing your way today. Today we'll be looking at a topic that says 10 things to know about using pension fund to own a house. 10 things to know about using pension fund to own a house. That is what we want to really discuss today. Indeed, we've been advocating the need for people to leverage their pension contributions to own a house, and to the glory of God, the government through the National Pension Commission has actually opened up that space, and they've given room for people. But we just want to actually digest the guidelines that was given and dissect it very well, so that you will need to know what all the guidelines is all about and how you can key into it in order for you to maximize this opportunity that has been presented to both those that are in the informal and formal sector. And before we go into the discussions, let us just serve you the current updates within the retirement space. The first update we have has to do with the call by the Nigerian police calling on the National Assembly for them to quickly pass, the bill, the Pension Reform Act bill. The Pension Reform Act is being worked on. There's a bill presently before the National Assembly. The Nigerian Police Forces employing them to pass the bill, and I believe for them to have been making this call, there may be something that is in their favor that they are looking at in that bill. That is one of the updates. The another thing is that we got to know through the National Pension Commission that the pension fund administrators have so far invested around 52.87 billion in renewable energy. This was done through investment in green bonds. Green bonds are bonds that were floated to make investment, to attract investment into things that has to do with the environment, the issue of climate change. What the climate change is just a typical topic now across the globe, because you see the way the rain is falling and many other things that are happening due to climate change, and that actually led to this bond. And we got to know through the National Pension Commission PENCOM that the PFAs have invested around 52.87 billion in renewable energy. These are maybe through wind vane, solar lights, and many other things that are being put in place to reduce emission from gas emission, maybe from vehicles and even generators. It's a good one too. Then the last update we have even do with the topic that we are discussing today, that is what the National Pension Commission told us last week, that RSA holders can now access 25% of their balance in order for them to own a house. That is the update that we have for you today. Quickly, let's just go into the discussions. As we said, that the topic we are considering today is 10 things to know about using pension funds to own a house. 10 things to know 10 things to know about using pension funds to own a house. We want to actually dissect that guidelines so that we'll bring out these things, you know it. And once you know, they say knowledge rightly applied is power. We believe that with these 10 things that we are bringing to you, it will really guide you. And if you want to have a comprehensive, a knowledge on that, you can go to the website of the National Pension Commission to read the guidelines, and so that you know all that are required of you if you are really pursuing a mortgage, you want to own a house through your contribution so far. The first thing that we believe that you should note according to the guideline is that beneficiaries, people that we have access to their RSA, they must be in active employment, either in the formal or informal sector. You must be in active employment for you to access this 25% if you want to own a house. You must be in active employment. Then the second one is that you must be registered before the 1st of July 2019, and it is expected that you would have updated your records through the recapturing exercise, through the retirement savings account recapturing exercise that have been going on all this way, because they want to get your biometrics, they want to get your data. You must be registered for July 1st, 2019, and it's expected that you can recapture it if you want to access this 25% that you want to own a house. That is the second thing that we feel you should know. Then the third one is that you must appear in person if you want to apply for this fund. You don't go through proxy. You don't send somebody to go and represent you. You must apply in person. That is the third thing that you must note. Then the fourth thing is that once you as RSA holder, many people, when maybe they have issue with their job, they were maybe dismissed from job, they access 25% while they were out of job. But in this guideline, the guideline states that even if you have accessed 25% before now, due to loss of job, you can still access 25% pending that you have been contributing for the past 5 years. You can still access 25% to own a house. That is another thing that you should know, so that you're not just saying, I've taken 25% before, I cannot go back again. You can access 25% out of loss of job benefit, and if you still have enough money in your RSA, you can still access 25% to own a house. That is another thing that we feel you should know. Then the other thing is that another good thing about this thing is that for you to access this 25%, it is expected that your contribution must come from your employer and your own. That is, for these 5 years that we are talking about, it is expected that you should have been getting remittance, both your own, which is 8%, and your employer's own, which is 10%. That is the 18%. The two legs must be there for you to access this 25% if you want to leverage it to own a house. That means your contributions must be complete. That of your employer and yours too must be it must be complete in order for you to access this. And the period that will enable you to access this is that you would have contributed for the past 5 years. That is 60 months. You would have contributed for a period of 60 months for you to access this 25%. Then another good thing is that if they just look at it in their wisdom, that if your 25% is not even enough for you to own the house that you want to own, you want to own a beautiful house, and what the 25% we give you is not enough for you to pay for this house, you can access your contingent fund in your voluntary contributions. You can access your contingent fund from the voluntary contribution to add to this 25%, so that it will be able to meet up with the amount that is required for you to own the house of your choice. That is another good, and this actually gives credence to the need for us to embrace voluntary contribution, both those in the formal and informal sector. It is really necessary for us to add something, most especially those that are in the formal sector, aside what your employer is contributing for you, which is 18%, you can add to it through voluntary contribution. Another thing is that RSC holders with less than 3 years to retire are actually not eligible for this 25% that we are talking of. If you just have 3 years to retire, irrespective of the fund you have in your house, you cannot access this 25% for this mortgage that we are talking of. Then it still said that marriage couples, this is another good one. Marriage couples can have joint application. Marriage couples that have met this requirement, they have contributed for a period of 60 months, which is five years, and they have enough fund. Both of them can make joint contributions in order for them to access the money that will be enough for them to own a home or a house, their dream. That is another good thing. Married couples can have joint application for this fund. Then the last thing that you must know, anything that is good, if there is no law to guide it, that thing, the people may subvert the good intention. And that is why the National Pension Commission has said that pension fund administrators and pension fund custodians that actually violate the administrative process, that they are liable to sanction. Say PFCs and PFAs are liable for administrative sanctions for infractions. That means, and those things are specifically spelled out in the guideline. If they didn't follow the process, because their brother or their sister just want to have something and they want to subvert the process, they said they will be liable to sanctions, and because they are committed to make this thing work. These are just the 10 things we feel that you should note. But aside these 10 things, we have also actually gone to engage stakeholders to experts on this. The only concern that the experts have raised, though the guideline has taken care of it, you have to contribute for a period of 5 years. You can have joint couples can have joint application, but the concern they have raised is that only few people will be able to actually benefit from this, because according to them, how many Nigerians can within a space of 5 years raise their RSC to the tune whereby 25% can buy them a comfortable house in present Nigeria? Then that is just the only challenge that experts have raised. And maybe as they look at this thing too, other things will come up, and since it is even good that we have started. Once the challenges are identified, we'll see the operators, the experts will see how they work in order to strengthen the bent. That is just the thing. But we want to say kudos to the National Pension Commission for this, and we wish all those people that are aspiring to own a house, if you have enough fund in your RSA, this is the best time for you to own that your dream house. We want to stop at this point, and we want to thank all those people that have been supporting us, that have been making inquiry, and encouraging us. We want to make this commitment that by the grace of God, we will not fail you. We will keep serving you with all the necessary information that you need to know on how to plan your retirement. I remain Mr. Chusudo Konta. In case you want to get across to me, you can reach me through my numbers, which are 08054269557 or 07033253527. And my email address is espenonline@gmail.com. I am the publisher too of Nigeria #1 insurance and pension online platform known as eSpen Online. Thank you very much for giving us your time. By the grace of God, we will still come your way in the future. Remain blessed.